Hey! Ever wanted to get into watching WWE? I mean, that cool YouTube person is in it, so it must be good. Oh yeah. You know what? Never mind. Anyway, yeah. Want to start watching WWE? Well, you pressed onto the wrong video, my friend, because after this, you'll probably never look at these three letters the same way ever again. Then again, most of these aren't too bad, and I can see the entertainment in them. It's 1 and 2 that I genuinely struggle getting my head around how they were even greenlit. Anyway, enjoy! So, in the 90s, this guy, Big Show, was a top talent, but in 2005, that talent was pretty much gone. And if you don't agree with me, then please explain this match against a sumo wrestler. No, seriously, please explain why the Big Show in his undies is so appealing to you. Are you okay? This match was booked to appeal to a Japanese audience, but I don't think it appealed to anyone, since, you know, what the hell? D-Generation X was a tag team where two grown men, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, would act like 14-year-old boys. And it made for the best television you could imagine. In 2009, the two of them kicked the Lucky Charms out of Hornswoggle, a leprechaun who wanted to join DX. They kicked him, made fun of him, and hung him up onto a hanger, which led to the Little People Court segment, where DX was taken to court by Hornswoggle. Throughout the segment, the Little People Court grew angrier and angrier, and eventually they started attacking Shawn and Triple H. DX barely escaped with their lives, and that was the end. Only kidding! Later on in the night, you'll never guess who, Big Show, 4 years after he wore a thong at WrestleMania, comes out and asks to speak with Santa. Cause I guess this was around Christmas time, and this must have been the most entertaining thing the writers could come up with. So Santa comes down, sits on Big Show's lap, and calls him a good boy. Okay? Before the Little People Court appear in their DX gear and start attacking Santa and the Big Show. Santa and Big Show beat up the court and are about to murder Hornswoggle or something until DX interfere and save the leprechaun from Santa and the big boy. DX have a change of heart because it's Christmas and let Hornswoggle join D-Generation X. No, you aren't high. Yes, this did actually happen. So back in the day, there was a championship called the Hardcore Championship. Oh boy, it's not what you think, trust me. One of the holders of this belt was a dude called Al Snow, and he was feuding with a guy called Big Boss Man. Fun name. During the storyline, Big Boss Man kidnapped, or rather dognapped, Pepper, Al Snow's dog. Snow begged to see his dog, and Boss Man said, "Hey, yeah, sure. Come to my hotel room and I'll show you a good time, boy, and I'll give you back your dog." That's what he said. So Al met Boss Man at the hotel room, and Big Boss Man, the nice person that he is, cooked Al Snow a nice little meal. What a nice man. Snow eats it and seems to enjoy it. And oh no, that's Al Snow's dog. We've just witnessed a dude eat his own dog on public TV. What the hell? After this segment, the two men had a match against each other in the Kennel from Hell, which was a stipulation where a bunch of poor doggies were supposed to, I don't know, eat the wrestlers? What the hell did they think was gonna happen? But the dogs were untrained, and the match was bollocks, so Pepper died for nothing! In the early 2000s, Perry Sattin must have seriously upset one of the writers for WWE, because he went from a credible mid-carder to a cross-dresser who made out with a mop called, this is really clever, Moppy. Must have taken a genius to come up with that one. Later on, Moppy was brutally murdered by Raven and Sattin's on-screen ex, while Sattin just watched and cried while yelling Moppy. Very nice. So as you should all know by now, the writers for WWE are absolutely insane, and most likely on a bunch of crack. This was completely clear when Kane, a demon from hell, and your current mayor of Knoxville, forced himself onto Lita and got her pregnant. This is why I don't admit to being a wrestling fan. Anyway, Lita has a miscarriage, and this dude who looks like that one drunk uncle at the family function, called Snitsky, mocks Lita for the miscarriage, and puts the baby he's holding across the arena. It's a fake baby, please don't take this down YouTube. And if that wasn't weird enough, Snitsky ended up perving over Lita's feet years later. Dude, what the hell? At WrestleMania 15, Big Boss Man was facing The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. After the match, the winner, Undertaker, called up his homies who looked like a 2000s boy band, and they were like, "Hey dude, look at this cool knot we did from watching a Rusty Cage video." And The Undertaker was like, "Hey, that's cool. Oh no! Is he dead? Somehow not. But the people in attendance must have thought they just witnessed a murder." For the third time on this list, both Big Boss Man and Big Show make an appearance. Funnily enough, the two had a feud in 1999, where Big Boss Man makes fun of Big Show's dead dad. As you do. This led to a segment where Big Show was at his father's funeral and Big Boss Man came by in a car, yelled some slurs probably, I don't know, and hooked the casket to the car. As the car drove away, Big Fat Ass jumped onto the casket, and I guess the two drove off into the sunset together. I don't even know anymore. So, you've already read the heading, so I'll get right to it. Val Penis started having a woohoo with Yamaguchi-san's wife. Yamaguchi wasn't very happy, obviously, so he was like, "Hey, you know what? This guy keeps on shaking his ding-a-ling at my wife, so why don't I just chop it off?" And that's exactly what happened. Don't know what else to say. Rest in peace, Val Penis. For all of these entries, I had to go back and rewatch all of the segments all over again. And oh boy, what the hell did I just watch? So, you remember Triple H, right? One half of D-Generation X? Well, in the early 2000s, he had a storyline with Kane. And he said, "Hey, Kane killed this woman." And everyone was like, "Okay, well, who's the woman called?" And the answer was Katie Vick. A name that would give PTSD to any wrestling fan. This is because on the 21st of October 2002, an episode of Raw aired where Triple H dressed up as Kane and went into a funeral home where a real family was supposedly mourning one of their loved ones. Huh? He then proceeded to talk dirty to the dead body of Katie Vick, and then he hopped into the casket and, in his words, screwed her brains out. There was a time where I could call Triple H one of my favorite wrestlers. That time was 2 minutes ago. So we all make fun of Donald Trump for having baby hands, but have you ever actually seen a literal baby hand? Well, I'm sorry to ruin your Wednesday morning, but in the year 2000, Mae Young, who has a tournament named after her, rest in peace Mae Young, got impregnated by Mark Henry, or, as he was called at the time, sexual chocolate. Okay, so, for some reason, Mae Young decides to jump on some dude while pregnant, and uh-oh, she's going into labor, so she gets wheeled to the back, and we get to witness the pregnancy live! How fun! Not just that, but she gives birth to a hand for some reason. This guy legitimately pukes after seeing this, and I can say that he's not the only one. So, that's all folks. Please don't be turned off from watching WWE. It's good. Sometimes. I promise. These were just the worst that I could pick out, and only a couple were legitimately sickening. Anyway, don't lose your willies on the way out. Like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.